Hello everybody, the Model Maniac back here with another video. Today we're looking at another Airfix Vintage Classics 176 scale tank. Today it's the Joseph Stalin JS-3, the JS standing for Joseph Stalin. Sort of late war, very late war, Russian beast, I think is the only way to describe it. Just look at the thing. And well, let's have a look inside. Question is, oh, I actually haven't looked inside this one. The Chiha I had is already open, but this one I haven't. So it's a whole new experience for me, unless I have to re-record the video like I did 10 times with the Chiha. Right, let's get these open. Okay, decals, wonderful. Ah, 4 stars. That's it. You've seen them before. Probably stars, red stars, but I thought you might get some sort of identification number on it, but no, just 4 stars. But the instructions. Now I hope they aren't the same as. Well, will I be moaning about the wheels again? Probably, because it's vintage. But I can already say it's yes. Oh, they've done it even worse. But I will have. Yeah, you get standard Airfix language information and things. I assume most people watching my videos have seen this before. The instructions, they've done it in 4 steps this time. I thought 6 was a good score, a good low score by the Chiha, but 4, I've done the JS-3 an injustice, because they've when I said about the Chiha, they could have split those 2 really sort of dead steps into more steps. I said probably about 4, halving them, like halving what's on each one. Well, they've just combined those 2 steps here, and they've just gone, you know what, sod it. Let's just, wheels, they all go on step 1. Every single thing of the rolling gear goes on step 1, and you could deal with working out what bit's which. So thank you, Airfix. I do love a challenge. That's the worst one of the vintage classic sets. Hang on, when was this moulded actually? Because this might be the oldest one. I don't know. 62. Right. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the oldest one I've done. It might be the oldest one Airfix have brought back as well. You'll have to see me. 1962. Well, that says it, doesn't it? Put your hull together. Add your fuel tanks there. The tyre looks very simple. The gun looks huge, which is very realistic, of course. And then your looks like rubber band tracks, which we all love, really, and we just all too scared to admit it. Parts. There's more of them for this one, it appears. Let's just get it out of the way. They're actually not that bad. Just looking a bit closer. They're not awful. The camera thinks they are, because he really doesn't want to focus on them. But they don't look as bad. There's a bit of flash, but they're not that bad. In terms of the parts, gotta love the old Airfix stuff. They look. It's definitely this is a whopping 12 years older than the Chiha we just did, and it does show. It's not nearly as crisp, and that wasn't very crisp. There's not nearly as much either. Just looking at the front here, like you could have covered that in like panel lines, rivets, all that sort of stuff. They have no represent. It's just this is looking like the simplest one, I think. Yeah, right. These wheels. Let's have a look at these wheels. They don't look too bad. Like the wheels, they're so small. Some of them. Hello. You want to focus? Hello. Yeah. That you can't really get much detail on them anyway. This scale, but they look all right. Gun looks fine. There's your sprockets. That's a bit loose, that one on the end there. That's always the risk of having no outer rim. You get your gun. I don't know what gun that is. Somebody might know. Comment down below if you do. Very useful to know for the build video. And the turret, okay, it doesn't look that bad. There's more detail than I thought there would be. I'm glad the sides aren't just flat, but it's not, again, brilliant. And this part's come off somewhere. It's the back plate, and that's it. Yeah, boom, another absolutely amazing segue. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm not as excited about this one as I was the Chiha. Although this tank I might say is probably more interesting because it's bigger. It's got a very sort of weird turret in its sort of dome shape, and it's got a massive gun. I mean, that gun, it's very obtrusive, I'll tell you that much. But it's one of those ones where the artwork does it a lot of justice. Well, I say a lot of justice, probably too much. In the fact it looks, there's a bit of just thinking. This isn't uncommon with these Roycross artworks. There's a sort of these rivets along the horn at the front there. That just aren't on the kit. There's not a lot of detail on that artwork. It does stay quite true to the actual kit you get inside. But yeah, this is the oldest one by a long way. I think the oldest one before this was, well, probably is. I'd say actually 64. I think the Sherman's quite old. I think that's 1964, and that's by far one of the worst ones. And I think the Churchill's 63 as well, and that's probably the worst one. Just not in terms of detail, in terms of fit of the wheels. The Churchill's wheels are something of nightmares. This seems just, I don't think it's very difficult. Nothing on it screams particularly difficult. It just screams particularly boring. Once you get it done, it looks like a big tank, which is fair enough. But yeah, it's relatively well priced. It's the same price as the Chiha. There's more parts in this one. Fair enough. Makes it better value. I think it looks less detailed. I think it is less detailed. The instructions are worse, definitely. The decals aren't very good at all. I think they could have done more. At least include some sort of number, because I'm sure this tank would have had some form of, oh, this is numbered something tank in something regiment. Because otherwise, how would you identify the thing? This just has 4 red stars, but I'm done moaning. I enjoy it far too much moaning about the classic kits. What do you think of it? Do you feel the same way about me, or do you really like it? I like it, I just don't really like it. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.